One topic which I feel has been on a lot of people's minds recently is what's going on, or more accurately, what isn't going on with the Hazbin hotel marketing. The show is scheduled to release this summer, but fans are more or less left in the dark relating to numerous things about the series, such as a trailer, the exact release date, or what platforms it will air on. In this video, I'm going to discuss some of these issues, provide some theories on why they happened, and give some concluding thoughts. So to start things off, within the past couple months, fans have been receiving monthly updates at the end of the month that provide things like gifts and other sneak peeks. We've received many of these, and as a result, the next logical step would be for a trailer to release. This leads us to this week, where fans are hyping up the potential release of a trailer. Fans setting their expectations too high is something I've discussed in previous videos, but this situation was no exception. Basically, rumours circulated on Twitter and Reddit that a trailer would release at the end of the month on the 31st. What actually happened was that the Hazbin Hotel Twitter released a 5-second sneak peek gif. Although this teaser was awesome and showed off another scene with Angel Dust, Charlie and Alistair, fans were clearly upset and annoyed because they were hoping for a trailer and it never came. If we check the comments of the announcement over on the Hazbin Hotel subreddit, there's numerous replies from users that were clearly let down by the new teaser. Fans wondering about news has been a recurring thing for many months, and with the full release of the show being right around the corner, this situation is basically the melting point. With the recent announcement covered, it's time to discuss why fans are so upset about Hazbin Hotel's marketing. The first thing is that many important pieces of info related to the show is still unknown, the first being the voice cast. The discussions surrounding the voice cast have been a long contentious issue going all the way back to December 2021, when it was announced that the original pilot voice cast is getting replaced. It was incredibly sad for fans to see their favourite actors getting replaced. To make matters worse, some voice actors didn't announce if they were replaced, and the entire reasoning as to why they were replaced is still a mystery. As a result of this, theories have been going wild ever since about whether or not some of the main cast will return, and who will fill in the gaps of the remaining characters. As of June 2023, we still don't know who the main cast is, and as a result, fans are a bit worried since the voice cast will be an integral part of the show. The second thing is the amount of episodes. We don't know how many episodes there will be in the first season of Hazbin Hotel. This is obviously unfortunate because the amount of episodes dictates how the story will flow. Helva Boss Season 1 had 7 episodes, not including the cancelled 8th, whereas Season 2 will have a total of 12. This means that there's an additional 5 episodes. This is a big deal as the additional episodes allow the team to build on the story, and it gives them the chance to do one-off joke episodes. Personally, I think the show will have anywhere between 10 and 12 episodes. 2 examples of recent shows would be Smelling Friends and the Clone High reboot. Smelling Friends had 9 episodes during its first season, while Clone High had 10. Fans are obviously a bit worried since the number of episodes haven't been announced yet, and as I discussed previously, it's an important piece of info. The third issue is the release schedule. This is closely linked into the previous point. We obviously don't know the release schedule of the show. They could release the show on a weekly basis, or perhaps drop the entire season all at once. Helva Boss releases every other month, however, since Hazbin Season 1 is already finished, they can drop it all at once. Personally, I wouldn't like if this happened. This is down to personal preference, but I like shows that release on a weekly basis, like most animes do. One show which dropped all at once was Cyberpunk Edge Runners. When this show came out, I had to binge the entire thing over 2 days with a mate in a Discord call. The reason we did this was because literally everywhere on Twitter and social media was spoilers. The spoilers were big enough to ruin the plot, so as a result, me and my friend had to speedrun watching the show. This obviously damages the viewing experience, and Hazbin Hotel will be no different. People will immediately sprint to sites like Twitter and Reddit to spoil the show, so if they drop it all at once, viewers will have to burn through the entire series super quick, otherwise they'll risk getting the entire plot ruined for them. Another example of a release schedule was another show called Arcane, made by Riot Games. They released the series in 3 acts, with each act having 3 episodes. Each act was also released a week after the previous. This was a really smart choice. If you have 1 episode per week, it leaves fans wanting more, while if all the episodes drop at once, it leads to that spoiler issue I mentioned before. Having 3 episodes per week is personally the way I hope they do it. It's the best of both worlds. Obviously, this depends on the amount of episodes Hazbin Hotel will have. The 4th issue is also another important one. This is which streaming platform Hazbin will come out on. This has been another contentious issue for years. I discussed this topic in a previous video 9 months ago, and I'll do a follow-up video to it soon after this video is out. But basically, we don't know what platform the show will end up on. The Hazbin Hotel pilot was available for free on YouTube, which made it easily accessible. However, with Hazbin being a fully fledged show, obviously the companies involved in making it will want a return on their investment. As a result, it'll likely be on a major streaming platform. The platform Hazbin ends up on is quite important because things like regional restrictions and pricing will impact which platform is better. Fans obviously want to watch the show, But if the show ends up on a subpar platform that is too expensive, is difficult to use, and has regional restrictions, it'll likely impact viewership. As a result, the streaming platform Hazbin will air on remains a contentious topic. The last issue is related solely to advertising. This is linked in with the trailer point from earlier, but basically many fans believe that the show isn't being advertised as much as it should be. We've been getting sneak peeks and gifs of the show gradually over time, but to many this feels like droplets of water compared to the ocean we're expecting. Obviously the information we do get is awesome, and there's obviously non-disclosure agreements at play, but it's understandable why fans feel a little let down in the marketing department. Hazbin Hotel already has a bustling fandom and community. However, when the show comes out, we'll receive lots of new community members. It's important for the show to be distributed and advertised successfully, since it's integral to bringing new fans to the fandom. However, to many community members, it feels like Hazbin Hotel and A24 have dropped the ball in this department. So, with the main issues surrounding Hazbin's marketing discussed, it's time to do some theory crafting about why it hasn't been marketed as much as we'd expect. The first reason behind the odd marketing is the fact that the show is being distributed by A24. A24 is a unique company in that they utilize viral internet posts and word of mouth to boost their properties. This was seen with their past projects, and Hazbin Hotel is no different. I think a lot of confusion around the show is to do with A24 and the fact that many people are unfamiliar with the company. Not a lot of people are familiar with A24 and their style of distribution. I've seen people think that A24 is a service it'll stream on, which is obviously not true. So basically, the reason the marketing has been a bit slow is because of how A24 operates. I had a look online for any conventions that Viv or the team could be attending in the future, and I wasn't able to find anything. If the team were to reveal info or a trailer, they'd probably do it at a convention like they did in the past. Unfortunately, however, I don't think that's a possibility this time around. The second reason behind the marketing could be because of the issues surrounding writer strikes, mergers, and rebrands. Although Hazbin Hotel production has finished, the scene surrounding writer strikes has been a hot topic, with disruption relating to many American television shows. There is a chance that these strikes may have affected production with the show, which has delayed marketing. Mergers and rebrands are also linked to this. I mentioned this in my previous video about what platforms Hazbin could air on, but basically 9 months ago, HBO Max was merged with Discovery Plus. This led to a lot of shows getting scrapped or cancelled. A month ago, I did a video about the Emmy Animation magazine. During that magazine, we got a small sneak peek of Hazbin and some info about the show. In the image, we saw that the launch platform was still to be decided. Vivzy Pop left a comment on my video clarifying that the magazine posted incorrect casting info. Although, as Viv stated, this magazine does contain incorrect info, there is a chance that the launch platform still hasn't been decided. I'm not 100% well versed on how the back end of the animation industry works, but one recent example was the new Clone High reboot. It was released on the same day that the new Max service came out, so maybe Hazbin is waiting for a merger such as Disney or Hulu. Especially with the HBO Max stuff in the past, everything feels a little off. At this late stage of development, Hazbin could also air on TV. It could release on Adult Swim, which recently was given extra time to air shows over other cable programs. To be honest, seeing Hazbin air on TV would be quite cool to see. So for my closing thoughts, I'm obviously really excited for the release of Hazbin, but understandably myself and others are a little worried about the marketing strategy of the show. It feels like the show may have been through development hell, especially with all the things happening over COVID, the team balancing working on Hazbin with Hell of a Boss, and the recent issues to do with distribution services. I think the lack of info has let speculation run out of control, to the point where people are being fed random info thinking it's true. I discussed this earlier in the video, but fans are so easy to hear info about the show that they will bite onto anything they can get their hands on. I do hope some new info is released in the near future, because I fear if that doesn't happen, fans will start to get frustrated. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the issues going around with Hazbin Hotel's marketing. I'm really excited about the show, but I thought it would be important to talk about this topic a little because I've seen people mention it online. If you have any thoughts on what I said, or perhaps disagree with some of my theories, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.
Is it hard being a boy? Oh, it's hard, alright.
Can we watch something else?
It's about to get really good. It's about to get really good. Trust me.